Hello and welcome everybody to this Wednesday Virtuslo Runda ride, the midweek longer race, 60 kilometers today. Today we're on an out and back course, so we're doing 30k with a approximately 350 meter climb in the middle, up to the top, turn around, and then back we come. So you can see it in the profile there at the bottom of the screen. Fairly flat for about 25k. And then this quite undulating climb. It's not completely steady. With a few orange sections and then green and yellow, and then there's a steeper red bit right before the peak. Then we come straight back down and all the way back to the start line. So the start, the first few k there are a few bits of downhill. So that means we'll have a few bits of uphill at the end. Can't quite see it because it's behind the race clock. But yeah, it should be a good race. Recognise a lot of these Slovenian riders. I raced against them in the Medio Fondo race on Saturday. I'm getting quite familiar with the roads around Slovenia. That was a 100-kilometer race. I ended up getting dropped about 10k in due to my power meter losing its battery and trying to switch to the power meter on my trainer, and then spent 50k chasing back on Jenko and Nate Bolsher. We managed to get back after 60k, and then it started going uphill and we got dropped again. But no, it was a good race, and it was yeah, really good workout. So we're back here today. Recognise a few of the names here in the group chat as well. Eagle Cops, he's I think the main organiser of these races. Keith Aitchison in there. He was racing last night as well in the Tuesday night track Omnium event. I managed to bag second in that yesterday. So today is a bit more of a steady effort, hopefully, rather than the fast-paced Omnium short efforts. But yeah, certainly have got a decent-sized field. Under a minute to go, but 94 riders online in the race. That's good. I'm sure a few more will sneak in before we get going. Ben Phillips has told me a few of the Ratio Racing boys are in here, so we'll keep an eye out for them when we're on the road. I see a few black kits and orange helmets in the pen here. The Ratio kit. All right, 10 seconds to go then. Get the fan just lightly on. Powering up the legs. Oh shit, what have I got no power? Blimey. That's not a good start, is it? Bollocks! I pushed that up. Oh. I had no power meter connected. Ah, ah, that's a disaster. How did I not spot that? Ah, such a schoolboy error. Ah. Oh, I'm in a little pack now at least. Not at the moment, Jerry, I don't. Something I'm looking into. Right, let's get these two groups joined up then. We can work together. Be on the downhill for the climb maybe. Oh. Yeah, I'll check that out. I've had a little play. I think I literally started at the back, didn't I? See how Blackburn's up there. Half a click up the road. Right, let's see how many riders we can pick off then. That's the new game. There's a few more riders up ahead. There's a 3 by the looks of it. Yeah, Maxime. I was too busy chatting away. Suddenly realised about 3 seconds from the start my power meter wasn't connected. So I panicked, tried to get it connected, and spent the first 2.5 minutes pushing to try and get back into the group. But it didn't happen. So now I'm in this little group. But I'm sure that climb's going to blow things up. Yeah, it just means it's a different type of race. That's all right. It's just a bit of weekly fun, this race. It's not a series. I just need to make sure I haven't blown it all in that first 2 minutes. Try and keep some back for the climb now. So it doesn't look super steep. It's quite long though. Looks like there's a fairly flat bit about 2/3 of the way up. Then it pitches up for the last kilometre or so. We've got a good little group here. We're rolling along okay. We've got what, 15 guys here? A decent little group. Currently right in the middle of the field there, 95th. 95 riders overall. So I think I rode against Carneil a couple of weeks ago. I think we were sort of top 15. There's a bit of a split on a climb towards the end. Hi folk, how you doing? Hope the recovery's going well. I've seen you've been doing a few rides on Strava. Very good to see you back on the bike. So a couple of riders falling off the back of that main pack then. You see in the top right, the little white blobs. We'll come along and sweep them up. That's the plan now, just keep rolling along. 13 in this little group. We'll just slowly pick off the riders ahead of us in ones and twos. Just see them up the road now. A couple of them. So we're probably about halfway to the base of that climb now, I reckon. Another 15 minutes or so. We scoop up those two riders. Neil's putting in quite a lot of work here to stay off the front. Not really sure that's wise, but maybe he just wants to work out. Yeah, it's disheartening how quickly that fitness can fall away when you have a bit of time off the bike. But slow and steady, get back on, get those miles in, it will soon come back. That front group slowly pulling away from us. It's bigger numbers. 40 of them in that front group. We've got about 15 or so. So it says there's 400 metres of climbing on this course. I've done 60 metres already. We've done quite a lot of descending in that first few K, so maybe this climb's not as big as I was thinking it is. Tends to get stretched on that elevation chart. Makes it look a bit worse than it really is. Again, I'm not really riding any different, I don't think, to what I would be in that front group. That's what's disappointing about that mess up at the beginning. We'll pick up another rider here. Up ahead is a door ope. So now we're just reaching the top 40. Yeah, this is a fun game in itself to see. Looks like we've got a little bit of a split in this pack then. Seeing how many places we can make up. Front group's going to have a decent lead at the base of the climb. Hopefully we'll be able to catch a few of them. There's the Mountain Goats race as well tonight at 6 p.m. GMT. They're climbing the Chipo Palpena, which is, I'm assuming, an Italian climb. And there's some pretty steep bits in it. It's only a 6.1 kilometre climb. 6.1 in length, but it's 610 metres of climbing. But the last K is pretty much flat. So yeah, it's got some pretty steep sections in it. Good for a threshold effort. But not one where I'll be worrying about the front of the race. So that's in about half an hour's time. And then also tonight, there's the crit races for beginners, crit racing for improvers. They both start at 6:15 GMT, so about 45 minutes time. So I covered one of those last week. An opportunity for people to get involved without some of the big sprinters pulling away and destroying the field, giving everyone a bit of a chance to ride in a pack and learn some of the dynamics. So we've not really done any crit racing. That's a good ride to get involved with. I think it's the Adelaide Tour Down Under crit circuit tonight. That's quite an easy circuit for learning on, so that's good. Not too many corners. Pretty much pan flat. So we're still rolling pretty nicely here. A few more riders have dropped off that main pack. We'll be potentially scooping them up at some point. I can see there are a couple of the Rasso racing guys in that front group. Nick Greenall, Jorgen van Beers, Keith Aitchison still up there. Al Blackburn still up there. It's a good old size, that pack. That'll be 35 or so riders. We're cruising nicely, 42, 43 kilometres an hour in our little group. A decent sized group, not rolled in on my own. I'll be down at 32, 33 if I was cruising on my own. So it's good to have a bit of company. I'll tick these miles off. Hopefully get into a nice little group over the top of the climb as well for the return journey. Not quite sure how it's going to work on the road because it is an out and back. So we'll probably see some of the riders coming back down the road. And we will, on our return journey, see some of the riders behind us. So it'll be interesting to see if we all just crash into each other. Or whether we stick to our respective side of the road. Driving on the right in Slovenia. So that's a third of the distance done then. 28 minutes down. Hopefully we can do it in under 90 minutes, that'd be nice. Just checking in on Discord, giving a bit of chat. That front group then, not quite 2k ahead just yet, but from the base of the climb they won't be far off. That'll start stretching things out. Try and hang on for as long as I can up there. Like I say, hopefully it won't be too bad. That elevation profile hopefully is stretched a bit. Oh. So another guy, a couple of guys, 550 meters ahead now. Scoop them up soon. Making sure I stay in this little group then, all the way to the base of the climb. So the draft will drop off a bit. There'll still be some available. Still get 50 to 100 watt saving, 5% gradient. Once you start getting up to 7, 8, 9%, then it really does disappear. You're lucky if you get 5 watts. Whereas cruising like this, you can happily get 100, 200, 300 watts on the flat. Get there, they come around the corner. 400 there, just touching on. As the pace picks up. So there's a bit of debate around that metric. And the way I read it is that if you added the saving to your current power, that's how much power you'd have to put out to be at that speed. If I were to cruise along here at 40 kilometers an hour, I'd have to be putting out 400 to 500 watts. The reality is I'm in a little group, so I can put out 200 to 300 watts. I'm getting that draft saving that energy. I'm not pushing through the air, the person in front of me is. As you go uphill, it drops off. And a bit of debate on the downhill. I think on the downhill, it's probably giving you the draft saving to achieve that speed on a flat road as opposed to a downhill road. And that's why the software gives you such large watt savings. You can be hitting 70, 80 kilometers downhill. And yeah, you probably would have to be doing 1200, 1500 watts to be achieving that if it was flat. Whereas on a downhill, you really don't need to put out much on a steep downhill. All right, there's those two riders then just up ahead. We start to hit the base of the climb. Doesn't look too steep over in the top right hand corner. Hi Christoph. Thanks for tuning in. So 4% for 4.6 kilometers then. So not super steep, but steep enough for my liking. I think there will be an Android screen app later this year. There is a trial version that you can find. Someone has a Wii transfer link for it. And there is soon, I think maybe in 6 to 8 weeks, there's going to be a new landscape set being released for the Magic Roads as well. So there will be a bit more variety in the Magic Roads and how they appear. They won't all look the same. So Carneil's pushing on then with 140 metres up the road. A nice little group of 5 here, sharing the work a little bit. You can see in the top right, that group, that lead group is fractured a little bit. So maybe we can pull some of those riders back. So pretty undulating climb, varying between 3 and 6% gradients. So I think that 4.6 distance on that road sign was probably to that flatter green bit of rest, and then a K up to the summit, which is just before the 30-kilometer mark. We're still 4K away yet. Slightly flattens off a little bit here. So 4 of us in this little group, finally a little bit further up the road, and then the rest of our group of 15, 140 meters back. So just working with these guys, we're making good progress. You can see those white blobs in the top right. Hopefully we'll start catching a few of those soon. That'd be a good boost mentally. Closing that gap. A bit of turn on the front then. We approach that flatter section. Looks like it's kicking off at the front of the race. 7 and 8 watts per kilo up there. As they approach the summit then, we're still 2K back. A good steady climb. Nice decent pace. So we'll probably see some of those riders coming back down soon. The leaders are over the top then. Coming back down. It is an out and back loop, so it looks like they're going down the other side of the mountain / hill. They are coming back down this road. They were about 1.4k from the top then. It starts to ramp up again. There they are then. That's our leaders. Oh, cutting it close. There's the front of the race. Here come a couple more. Stretching out their lead over us. We hit this final K up to the summit. Whoosh, straight through. Watch out, guys. Oh, he looked a bit slow, that yellow rider. So I'm going to try and stay with these these three of us. See if we can get a little bit of a group dynamic going on the way down. Not far to the top then. Just want to be at the top now. See if we can catch these couple guys. Get them to group up. Yeah, to the yellow banner then. That's the halfway point. 47 minutes. Pretty decent. Up around the loop. Quick breather. Back on it. So front of our group is 36th position. Carneal is 800 meters up the road. There's one or two just in front of him. Can't keep our speed up then. Yeah, it was a decent time that. Not sure how much faster the front of the race was, but I think I would have been alright for most of that. Would have been working hard at the end, but oh well. Yeah, let's see if we can't catch Carneal then. He did some good work on the climb to get that lead. Push on these flatter bits. Still plenty of riders still coming up, enjoying their day out. Yeah, push out of the corners, get that speed back up. We're not really gaining on Carneal that much at the minute. These corners are slowing us down a bit. There's a straight section then. That's when we can get our speed up. Another hairpin. Making sure I don't get dropped. Right, so 260 metres to Carneal then. Riders all spread out in front. Let's try and pick some of them off. We've got 23k, 35 minutes or so. Just like Saturday all over again. Except I don't have Nate Fulcher, the engine, with me. Carneal in the chat there, giving me some motivation. I'm coming for you. I don't know if he's watching on the stream. He just sees me in the chat. Looks like he's eased up a bit. I just sat out waiting for us to come along. There he is, just ahead. A bit of turbo, so, all right, yeah. I did knock it up a bit today. Thanks for the heads up though, Chris. Here's Carneal then, jump on. Get dropped. There he is. That a bit better on the turbo noise, Chris? Now I'm in a bit more of a higher gear as well today. Getting that more consistent effort in today. Those short sprints I had yesterday. Good. I do want to find someone to make my turbo service. Yeah, I actually listened back to one of my streams a little bit earlier. It seemed a little bit quiet. So I tried to turn the volume up a little bit this end, but maybe it was too much. Brilliant. Yeah, I just nudged it down a bit my end. I'll try and speak a bit louder. So we're gaining on Parmente, and then Baker is ahead of him. That's the two targets. There's Parmente on the road up ahead. $20k to go. We've blown past Parmente there. He wasn't paying attention. So another rider ticked off. Another position gained. So Baker inside 400 meters. Neil there with a nice 5 watts a kilo. And you've got Woods at 500 meters up the road. And it looks like there's a big gap in front of him. Looking in the top right. So any thoughts on next week's Omnium, Chris? You're going to throw some more curveballs at us? So here we go at the front of the race then. We've got Shepherd, Hart and Blackburn, a British trio, 50 metres up the road from the chasing pack of about 7 or 8 riders. They're 14k from the finish. Looks like that. It's all coming back together though. So 10 of them in that front group then. 3 Brits and then 6 Slovenians chasing them. Jules Van Camp a bit further back on his own. Got Zach Wilkinson, Joris Vercic, Reno and Boudier in this little group. And a bit further back, Saidi on their own. Malabon, Ota with Reemans for company. There's Keith Aitchison, 21st at the minute. He's got Payne Nut and one other, and Santo bearing down on him. There they are. And Alex Plager with M. Mitch and his Ratio teammate Jorgen van Beurs, 24th, 25th, 26th. A little group of 5 behind Pivek, Maslow, Miao, Furlan, little Slovenian quartet there. And Baker and Woods have teamed up. So they're 500 metres behind the little Slovenian quintet. And 250 metres ahead of our little group of 7. So that's how it's playing out on the road. Oh, 16k to go then. Pretty much threshold for the last 8k from the bottom of that climb. That front group, pretty much a steady distance ahead of us. They've gained maybe 50 meters in the last few k, but not, you know, that's nothing. So 200 meters now to Woods and Baker, closing that down nicely. Distance is coming down nicely, nice and quick now. I need to make sure I save some energy for the run in. There are a few bumps. Don't want to put in a ton of work and then get dropped at the end. Like Parmente maybe made it into our group. Not sure, did see his name flash up then. Let's make this bridge then. We've got 2 more riders in our group. Should see them on the road soon. Only 100 meters to go. There they are then. Just up ahead. Two more riders ticked off. Send them a message, get them to jump on then. This train is coming through. So 13k now. 550 meters to the next rider up the road. That's been a good workout today. Some very nice steady threshold efforts up that climb. Now this TT effort back along the valley floor. Still potentially a few more places to grab up the road. Now Baker's gone then. This shows we are motoring. Hello's back. Keeps digging deep. Stick on that draft. Working while rotating round then. Keeping that pace up. Can we get inside the top 30? That's the target then. Got 11k to close 500 meters. I think it was 4 riders or so up front. And we've got 9 or 10 here. There's a little bump coming up. That's going to scrub our speed a little bit. Those bumps are a good place to push on and gain good time on these bumps. So 50 meters shaved off there then. So the front group, they're about just over 5k from the finish. We'll cut across and try and get some footage of them. It looks like Jules Van Camp then closed that 250-metre gap to the front 10. Incredible riding. Pretty good for a 60-year-old. I'm pretty sure he needs to calibrate his equipment. So 350 metres to that group now. We're making good progress closing them down. That front group there's only 3.7k ahead. I say only because basically we've been going the same speed. That'll lift a little bit as they approach the finish line. But they've not been smashing it. They've got 10, we've got 9. Pretty steady. So really gaining on those guys ahead of us then. And keep an eye on me in the bottom right. If these guys at the front, 10 of them, hit this little climb at 3k to go. Like Van Camp's going backwards there then. I'm making sure I stay in my little group. Oh, Van Camp comes back. So that's a little 5% gradient. We've got that to look forward to in about 5k. They've got another little dip as well, just to come up. Just cutting back to me, I don't want to get dropped now. Back to the front of the race then. 2.3k to go for those guys. You can see that little dip coming up. It's hard. Puts in a little effort then. We swing round to the left. I'm stuck up in the trees here. Okay. So Loves is going off the front, 9.10. What's the kilo? There's the Flamme Rouge. Cops is with him. And Ramsack. We know Ramsack's got a strong finish. He can go long. We saw that a couple of weeks ago. It's all still pretty close at the minute. If the front two push on then, front three, red numbers. We've got 500 metres to go. And we'll cut back to me. So Ramsack here then, putting in that big effort. He's got Cops on his tail. And Cops glides past to take the win. Ramsack in second. Loves is going to, looks like he's going to grab third. Oh, not quite, maybe fifth. So there you go, that's your front of the race. Back to me then. We've got 3.6 to go. We're just about closing those guys in front. Oh. $3K to go. Big and deep. Inside the top 30 then. Oh. Big group is formed. Just trying to grab a bit of rest before the final 2K. Having watched that, the last K is uphill. So 10 of us or so fighting here. So a little downhill into that dip, then uphill to the finish line. Here's the plan route then. Ah, 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 ah. Oh, look at that. Beat all those guys. Ah, I think me and Carnegie weren't that. Oh, oh, ah, ah. So pretty much started at the back at the start of the race. Worked my way back up to 26th. That's a good day out. Some good solid riding there. Some nice threshold efforts. Ah, cheers folk. Yeah, that's starting to feel it in my legs at the end there, but I think with me and Carnegie, we had a good gap with a K to go. So I just had to stick on him and I did a bit of work and then just timed it. I always managed to dig deep at the end. So a little bit quicker on the return leg. 1 hour 30, just outside. Maybe could have pushed a bit more at the end, but I was playing cameraman, trying to follow the front of the race. But no, good day. Oh, thought maybe I might have a chance of catching Alex Plager there at the end. He was about 750 ahead with 2k to go, and we got to within about 300 meters of him. So I think he was cruising home. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I had a good day out. So let's end the ride then. See what the stats were. 278 average for hour and a half, not too bad. Yeah. Hey, look at that. The team time trial is back. Got my poster up there. Click on that, and that will take you through to the registration form. Get your team together. So that starts on Monday. You can ride any time during the week. Register beforehand, and then we've got the recon ride. That's new for this season. So that's on Monday at 6 p.m. Yeah, it's just a nice friendly ride for people to check out the course, cruise around, have a little chat, bit of friendly discussion with the other teams. That should be nice fun little activity. And then also you can sign up and do it as an individual as well this season. You can do it as a team and as an individual. You don't have to choose, you can do both if you're hardcore. And that will be, again, through that, click on that link, that will take you to the sign up. And, you can register. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you will join me again soon. Probably have an easy day tomorrow. I might try and do some streaming of another race, but I won't be racing tomorrow. Try and ease up a little bit after that effort. I will. Yeah, cheers, Carneil, Alberto. Good ride in that. We did well to catch all those people on the flat. We had a good rotation going there. Yeah, we made up 15 places or so on the flat, so that was good. And from the start, because we were riding on the way out to the hill, we were sort of 50th place. So yeah, great ride today. We'll catch you again next week. A bit more teamwork. So if you haven't done so, please subscribe to the channel. Please give this video a little like, and I will catch you all again soon. Cheers, guys.